Hello everyone and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. This is episode 2 of my 1936 bungalow renovation, and that is the name of my Instagram. When I'll be posting daily on there, 1936 underscore bungalow underscore renovation. I'll be posting every day on there, so it might be better for daily updates. As for YouTube now, I'm going to take you around what I've been up to. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, I recently bought this 1936 bungalow. It's only ever been in one family, so was in a bit of a bad condition. But actually, I've really grown to like the property. I've learned a lot about the previous owner and how he lived. I've spoken to maybe at least 20 neighbours down this lovely road. It's a really quiet road, and everyone spoke really nicely about the owner. And he was in his late 90s when he passed away. And I've just really grown to sort of love this road and love this house, and it's a real pleasure to renovate it. And I'm going to try and keep as many of the nice things about it, even if I have to, you know, it's a very art deco house, so I want to make sure I put that back eventually in the end. Even though I'm extending, I still want to keep what's amazing about this house. So I'm going to take you on a little tour. So I've stripped most of the walls, I've ripped out the bathroom, I've ripped out the kitchen. A thing a lot of people want to see is the garden, which I was referring to as the jungle garden. That's been completely cleared, still a bit of work to do, but I'll show you that as well. We'll start by going out in the front garden, because that was also a real mess, probably 15 foot high worth of brambles and thorns and everything there, and weeds. So we've now cleared this. So this is the front. Nice big driveway. And originally that and this section was much bigger than that skip there. So we've completely wiped that down. And then coming around to the front, now see the house a bit better. So as you can see, one full skip ready to go, and actually something I've never purchased before but I'm really loving using are these hippo bags. So they've supplied me with 2 of these, and they're really good actually. They're much cheaper than a skip. You can take all the building waste, as you can see what I've used it for. And actually what I like about it is it's really low down, so you can actually don't have to get bricks and things up there. It's a 2-man job, whereas this is simply just put it in on your own. So real benefit. I really like them. And what's interesting about them is they come in the post, which is something I've never had before, and it's quite cool for contactless dealings these days with everything going on with COVID. So that's the front. For those of you that have seen the floor plan, I'm going to start the study. I call a lot of these rooms bedrooms and things, but actually a lot of them are multi-use, but I think this one in the front is definitely a study. So this is probably this is the smallest room in the whole place, and it's kind of being used for junk at the moment and all our tools. So we've stripped all the walls and all the ceiling. The only bit we haven't done is where the old fuse board is, for obvious reasons, keeping the electricity going there. And then we've got this beautiful bay window that I'm sure once we've renovated it and renewed it will be a very nice feature. Coming through to the hall, we haven't done too much here for the sheer reason of pure fear, because it's wood chip wallpaper, and for those of you that have any experience with wood chip wallpaper, it is a nightmare and very, very slow. So I've been putting it off, but as you can see from above the doors, which wasn't wood chip paper, I've cleared that, and the ceiling, and unfortunately the ceiling was a nightmare, and when I stripped the wallpaper up there, it brought down the whole ceiling as well. So there's the loft hatch, and as you can see, the whole ceiling's exposed. So we have to plasterboard that, and then skim that at one stage. So these two rooms, the toilet on the left and the bathroom on the right, separated by this wall at the moment. That's why this wall hasn't been stripped, and this wall will be coming down eventually. So we've stripped the left hand side and the ceiling, and obviously we haven't done behind the toilet because we need the toilet. And then the bathroom, again, we've left this wall because it's coming out. No point wasting our time stripping it and removing things. And we've stripped all the tiles off, all the wallpaper off. The flooring in both rooms is a lino that is glued down to the floor, so we've left that alone. A few people have said it might be asbestos. We've had that looked at. It's not, it's just a lino. And we've removed the bath. It was a solid tin bath. Sorry, iron cast bath. They really did make things well in the old days, and it was really heavy to get rid of. But I think now, if you look back at this space, if I'm hopefully getting both things in shot, you can kind of see the size of the bathroom. And it's whether or not we get rid of this wall as well, because this immersion tank's going, and completely square this off. Which I'm kind of in two minds about, because it'd be a very nice sized bathroom. You could have a shower and a bath in there, but it's also nice to have storage, and you don't get a lot of storage in some places, so this could be a really good cloakroom in the hall. Coming through to the front bedroom, so this wall here hasn't been stripped because I'm hoping to have this wall removed and it go into the garage. I have to completely knock down the garage, as you'll see, it's an absolute wreck. And that will be an ensuite back there and a bigger bedroom. Love this Art Deco light, that's why I can't throw it away. I'm actually trying to save it and either use it here another time, because I really like it. See if I can try and work it into the finished house somehow. Another bay window will strip back. And the fireplace is gone as well. So this will be coming out. The radiators are all gone as well. Really interesting to learn about the previous occupant is actually the radiators were disconnected and the boiler was redundant and was disconnected as well. So we were like, how was he heating the rooms? But it was this room and the room next door were coal fires, and there was a big coal storage in the back, which was the heaviest thing to remove. But now it makes perfect sense why it was filled with coal, because he obviously stayed in this front room and this back room where there were fires. He could heat himself, and then he had an electric heater in the bathroom as well. So that made sense because all the radiators were completely redundant, no water in them. We tried to drain it and there was nothing in there, but as you can see there was a curved radiator under there, which we've got rid of. And all the skirting unfortunately had to go as well. It was all rotted and old, and it would have been really hard to make good. It would have been a bit of a job. Coming through into the other room I was talking about, which was the old living room. So again, that's the fire that I was talking about that's been stripped out. Oh, and actually that's what I was talking about in the front, the hippo bags. That's literally what that skip comes in. How cool is that? It just comes in the post. And then this is the back garden, a little glimpse into what we've done. But I'll tell you more about that later. And another cool Art Deco light. So in here, stripped out walls, radiator gone. You can see where the old pipe's left at the bottom. Coving, that wasn't original, that was added in. That was like a weird plasticky material. And the skirting, like I said, had to go, even though I wanted to keep it because it was just rotted and so many marks and scuffs in it. And obviously all the flooring up too. Into what was the kitchen. Actually a bit sad to get rid of the wallpaper in here because I actually liked it, but there's no way I could feasibly keep it. The units were really nice, so I put them on eBay and sold those because I thought it would just be a waste to throw them away when someone can get good use of them, and they're actually quite nice as well. So some happy person came and helped me take those away, and I've removed all the tiles and the wallpaper from that wall as well, and just left the sink, which I've left running for obvious reasons over here. So this room, it's down as a bedroom, but I see it more as maybe a playroom or a room of that size really. It's a nice size for that sort of thing. I don't think you'd have a bedroom in the middle of the house like this as well. So it makes sense to me for it to be a playroom, which will be off of what will be the lounge and the open dining extension at the back. The ceiling, maybe some of you guys can advise on this. You can see from the bubble marks, I've been trying to strip it and it just would not come off. So that's the best I could do, and that took a long time. So my instinct is I'm going to have to remove all the plaster like I did in the hall, but maybe some of you guys can advise on that. Coming through to what was the back bedroom and what will be a little snug room. It's the same as other rooms, everything's stripped back. And we've left this room, this wall, sorry, because obviously it's going. And what we aim to do is go 4 meters out to the back, across, and there's another little glimpse at the garden that I'll take you out in a minute. We've had it completely cleared. So the room I'm standing in now will be a sort of a little living room snug, and then the 4 meter extension back here will be the dining room going over to the kitchen in the far right corner. Now I'll take you out to the garden and you'll see a big change. So, the garden is now exposed and a lot bigger than I anticipated. So whilst I'm really pleased, it was quite sad to get rid of some things. Like, there were some nice trees here, but it just literally couldn't be avoided. The extension comes out 4 meters here, and we need the foundations, which is a little bit further obviously. So it's really sad to actually get rid of some of those, but 95% of this garden, as you can see by what's been left on the floor, was just weeds and brambles and thorns and not very nice stuff. As you can see, no tree stumps, and what we've done is save clippings of the really nice plants. And we've just got a little fire going, just burning some of the wood that's come out of it. But an absolutely huge garden. We've got this beautiful apple tree that we're saving, so come spring next year that will start to blossom again. And we've also saved lots of other plants that we're going to replant next year. So this back fence has been put in by the neighbour at the back, and we're going to also plant lots of trees back here, so we have our privacy back. Down here there were 2 half brick, half wooden sheds, so we've removed those. They were solid, And there are these concrete posts, 19 of them in total, everywhere in this garden. So I know it looks a bit bare, and it was a bit hard getting rid of some of the trees, but most of it was just awful weeds and brambles, and actually all the neighbours said they're really pleased with how we've done it and stripped it back, and that we're going to save a lot of the plants for spring 2021 and replant, and hopefully they grow to make this a lovely gardener's garden again. So our last thing I'll take you through is to the garage. And that's the back of the house. So hopefully you can visualize the extension going this whole length, 4 meters out here, and we're going to leave this side infill, bring it out to about here, the side infill, to make the 2 bedrooms. Some people have said, why don't you keep the garage? Well, there's many reasons for that. Let me turn the lights on. Number one, it's practically falling down. Number two, there's asbestos in the roof. When we had the asbestos report, so there's lots of asbestos in the roof, and there's also asbestos. This old boiler flue is asbestos as well, just for anyone that has something similar at their house, just look out. But yeah, we can't, I mean, in my house we don't use the garage anyway. I don't really like clutter, so I don't want to use it for storage and things, so I think this would be a much better use, knocking this wall down, and as I said, bringing that front bedroom down into having an ensuite with wardrobes at the back, and then creating another bedroom over here, which will give it a lot more space. So that's it for the second video. So thanks to everyone who subscribed. I've had loads of subscribers since I started this, since I bought this place. It's been really cool to see. Loved all your comments. Hopefully everyone's loving what I'm doing and can keep watching, and please keep getting in touch with me and letting me know what you think. 1936 Bungalow Renovation on Instagram as well for daily photos and videos. And everyone have a nice weekend. Cheers.